Comfort, your master teacher of Little Dear Sir channel, is here with you a very new and interesting video, that is crop production and management. In this today's video, we are going to learn about the first chapter of Class 8 Science, crop production and management. But before the starting, like, share and subscribe our channel Little Dear Sir, because we provide the most valuable content on YouTube. So, let's get started with this today's video. First of all, we will see what are the learning outcomes. The students, after completing the lesson, students will be able to understand the preparation of soil for a suitable crop, identify crops and their types according to seasonal changes. Next is analyze the various types of activities for cultivation of crop and agricultural implements used for it. Activities for cultivation, what the activities are took by farmers by which they can cultivate the crops, that activities we are going to learn, and what are the different agricultural implements, means the agricultural tools which are used to do the agriculture. Appreciate the sequence wise agricultural practices, means we will see the agricultural practices sequence wise, okay. Learn the structure and working of plug, hoe, cultivator, leveler and a seed drill. These all are the agricultural implements, okay. Next, what are the important terms? Here you can see all the important terms: crop, agriculture, Kharif crop, Rabi crop, agricultural practices, plug, hoe, cultivator, seed drill. These are the agricultural implements. Irrigation, manure, fertilizer, insecticide, sprinkler, harvesting, moat, rahat, dekli, chain pump, animal husbandry, silos, granaries, cultivation, sowing, weedicide, storage, drip system, weeding, threshing. So these all terms you can note it down in your copy or the notebook. So these are the very important terms, okay. First, we will understand the history of the agriculture. How the agriculture started. The earliest humans were hunter and gatherers. What is the meaning of this hunter and gatherer? The peoples were hunting animals. Okay, they were hunting animals. They were coming together. They were gathering together, and they would eat the food. They were nomadic. Nomadic means they would move from one place to another, and did not cultivate. They did not cultivate any kind of food because they don't know what is cultivation, what is agriculture. Agriculture originated around 10 to 12,000 years ago in the Middle East, China, Egypt and Central America. Where did the agriculture originate? Agriculture originated from Middle East, China, Egypt and Central America. Okay. The earliest domesticated plants may be barley, wheat, rice, peas, lentils and etc. We have a guess that people would grow barley, wheat, rice, peas and lentils. These crops people were growing in the earlier periods. Animals like dog, goat, sheep and pigs were also domesticated. Means earlier humans were also domesticating. Also they were taking care of the animals such as dog, goats, sheep and pigs. Here you can see the peoples. These are the hunters and gatherers. Okay, these were the hunters and gatherers, and these were the people. They would make the dog and other animals as their pet, and they would rear the milk, the products that they wanted from the animals. Here the people started to do the agriculture, okay. Next, agriculture. First we will understand the term agriculture. What is meaning of the term agriculture? Cultivating soil for growing crop and nourishing animals to provide food and other products. Means the cultivation of soil for growing crops. Now we prepare the soil to grow crops. From that crops we get the food which we can eat easily, and the farmers do very much hard work to get that crop from the farms to our plates. Okay, so it is known as agriculture. And also nurturing animals, giving nutrients to the animals to provide food and other products. Now people were rearing sheep to get wool, goats also to get wool. They were also rearing cows, buffaloes to get milk and many other animals by which they can get their resources. So it is known as the agriculture. Crop. What is crop? We are frequently using this term crop, but what is the real meaning of this crop? Same kind of plant. Which kind of plant? A same kind of plant is being cultivated on a large scale. It is not done on a large scale, and not a different type of plants are not grown there. Only one type of plant is grown on a large scale, as you can see here. People are growing crops. Now the crops are of two types. Based on the season, we have two types of the crop. First, Kharif crop and Rabi crop. We all know in India, three seasons occur. First is summer, monsoon and winter. So based on the season, we have two types of crop. First is Kharif crop, which is in the rainy season, which the farmers, the peasants grow in the rainy season, and the Rabi crops they grow in the winter season. Now Kharif crop. What are the examples of the Kharif crop? Rice, corn, soybean, sugarcane, groundnut, cotton, wheat, oat, chickpea, then almond, broccoli. These are the different examples of Kharif crop and Rabi crop. Okay. Now, basic agricultural practices. We saw the two types of crop. But what are the different agricultural practices that the farmers take to grow the crop and to do the agriculture? First is preparation of soil. Before sowing the seed, the farmers prepare the soil. The big crumbs of the soil are broken down to make the soil particles fine, by which there is a good aeration. We will see afterwards that what are the benefits of these and many things. Second is sowing. Sowing of the seed into the farm is the very important step and it should be done very properly. This also we will learn. Adding fertilizer and manure. Irrigation. Irrigation is providing care to the plants and many more things. Next is weeding. Weeds are the unwanted crops which are unwanted small plants are there which are grown beside the crops. So removing that plants is known as weeding. Next is harvesting. Removing the crop is harvesting. Threshing. Removing the unwanted part from the wanted part, it is known as threshing. Next is storage. After all this is done, storing it is very important. Farmers do these all things and store at one place by which they can sell into the market and get a good price. Next we have first our agricultural practice is preparation of soil. Before the sowing of the seed, the soil should be prepared very properly, by which all the steps which are done by the farmers they can be done easily. First we will see the plugging and tilling. For plugging and tilling we have the agricultural implements which are used. First is hoe, plug and cultivator. Hoe is a simple tool. It is a simple tool used for removing weeds. It is used for removing weeds. What are weeds? Unwanted small plants beside the crops. And loosening the soil. To loosen the soil, this hoe is used. It has a long rod of wood or iron. This is the long rod of wood or iron. It has a strong blower and bent plate. This is the bent iron plate. Okay. It is fixed to one of its end and work like a blade. This is fixed to one of its end and it works like a blade. It is pulled by animals. It is pulled by oxen or buffalo. Okay. Next we will see the plug. Plug, it is a farm tool for loosening and turning of the soil because sowing seed or planting. So it is used before sowing the seed or planting the seed. And why it is used? It is used to loosen the soil or turn the soil. Turning of the soil is very important. The upper layer of the soil contains humus and a down layer contains nutrients. So the rotation of this, the down soil is brought upward and the upper soil is brought downward. It is known as the turning of the soil, and loosening of the soil means there are big soil crumbs which are broken down into fine particles. Plugs were traditionally drawn by oxen and horses. These are drawn by oxen and horses. You can see the plug. Okay. So next we will see what are the parts of a plug. Okay. This is a wooden plug. So it is the plug shaft. Okay. This is the plug shaft and this is the plug share. It is usually made up of iron, by which very easily we can make a straight line into the ground. Okay. Next we have the cultivator. It is a modern technique by which we can do the plugging or the preparation of the soil. Nowadays plugging is done by tractor driven cultivator. This is the cultivator. So many plug like structures are there. Here you can see that. There are so many plug-like structure. So at a time, 9 to 10 areas means 9 to 10 lines we can do at a time. So it takes less labor and less time. So it is very good for the farmers, which is a modern technique and it is driven by a tractor. Next we have plugging. What is the plugging? Plugging is practice of loosening of soil using a plug or a tractor. Okay. And tilling means the leveling of the soil by a plant driven by oxen or tractor to prevent soil erosion. Now suppose this is the soil. If we press this soil downwards, it will settle at a place. So when there is a rainy season, so soil will not erode very quickly. Okay, I hope you are understanding. This is the leveler by which the soil is pressed downside, so it does not erode and settle at one place. Advantages of plugging. What are the advantages of the plugging? Why the plugging is done? Plugging makes soil loose. What does plugging do? Plugging makes the soil loose. In loose soil, roots can penetrate easily. Suppose the soil is loose, so the roots can go inside easily. Okay. Loose soil promotes aeration, means good air can go into the soil and the plants can grow better. And promote growth of friendly microbes such as earthworms, which are known as the friends of the farmers. So they can grow very easily into the fine soil. Loose soil promotes percolation of water, means the water can go downside easily. Plugging uproots unwanted plants. Already growing in the field. So by the plugging, the unwanted plants are there, they are removed. Okay. Plugging mixes up the manure and decomposing organic matter. There is a natural manure or the decomposing organic matter into the soil, so it mixes up very properly so the plant can get very good nutrients. Sowing. Next agricultural practice that is sowing, means planting the seed into the soil. Sowing is done in two types. First is done by hand or it is driven by oxen, which is a traditional tool. Funnel-like tool is that, here you can see it. So the seeds are poured into this and there are 2 to 3 pipes by which seed can go down and plant into the soil. Next is the seed drill, which is a modern tool. So here the seeds are placed and they are going into the soil very easily. Now we will see the sowing by hand, the process of scattering seeds into the field. Sowing by hand is also known as broadcasting. It is very important. Broadcasting. In broadcasting, the soil will not be uniform or in the right depth. Now, if the seeds are thrown by hand, there is an uneven distance. They does not go deep into the soil, so by which birds can eat them. Okay, there are many problems. We'll see about these problems now. Traditional seed drill. The tool used traditionally for sowing seeds is shaped like a funnel. Here you can see it is shaped like a funnel. The seeds are filled into the funnel, passed down through 2 or 3 pipes having sharp ends. These ends push into the soil and place seeds there. Disadvantages. What is the disadvantages of this traditional seed drill? Seeds are not sown at uniform distance. Seeds are not covered with soil instantly, so it could be eaten by the birds. Seeds are not sown at equal depth, so equal depth is not there. It takes lots of time and labor. So these 2 persons are working, these 2 oxen are working, so it takes too much time and labor. But when you talk about the modern seed drill, the seed drill sows seed at a proper seeding rate and depth, means a proper depth is there and a proper distance is there, ensuring that the seeds are covered by soil. So suppose this is the seed, it is well covered by the soil. It saves time and labor. So only one person is needed who is driving the tractor and all the work is done by itself. This is the seed drill. Okay. So by these pipes, the seed comes down and by this, the seed is sown into the soil very easily. Adding manure and fertilizer, very important topic of this chapter. Adding manure and fertilizer. Manure, what is a manure? Manure is an organic substance or a natural substance. But fertilizer is an inorganic or synthetic substance which is man-made. Manure, it rich in humus. Humus is a nutrient substance in the soil. Rich in particular nutrient. It is rich in nutrient. It is rich in humus. Application of manure and fertilizer. Why do we use this manure and fertilizer? Plants mainly require nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. These are the 3 very important nutrients for the healthy growth of the plant. Nitrogen, potassium and phosphorus. NPP, or for potassium you can use K, or NPK we can say. Repeated cultivation removes soil nutrients. Now repeated cultivation. Now on one field farmer does the cultivation for years. So for doing it is done for years. So the nutrient of that soil becomes less and the soil becomes abandoned. So removing soil nutrients, they can be replenished by the application manure, chemical fertilizer. So if we put the manure and fertilizer into the soil, the nutrients come back into the soil which the manure and fertilizer contain, and the soil again becomes nutritious. Here you can see the manure and fertilizer is spread into the soil. Here also the manure and fertilizer is spread into the soil. Manure and fertilizer. Now we will see the difference. Manure is an organic substance. Fertilizer is inorganic substance, means it is made by the decomposition of plants, animals, their waste and decomposing all this. But it is made in factories and chemicals, with chemicals. Made from vegetable and animal waste. As I told you, it is made from vegetable and animal waste. But it is made by chemicals. Prepared at home. It can be prepared at home by making a hole into the soil, so it can be prepared at home, but it can be only prepared at factory. It is nutrient specific. Specific nutrients are there in this fertilizer, but it is less in nutrients. It does not harm the soil. No harmful chemicals are there into the soil by this manure, but it is quick result. Fertilizer gives quick result, slow result, and this gives quick result. Changes soil texture. The texture of the soil changes by the fertilizer. What are the advantages of fertilizer? Dissolves fast, means the work is done fast in the fertilizer. Plant absorbs fast and gives quick result. Quick result is given by this fertilizer. Nutrient specific. Specific nutrients are given by this fertilizer. And compact. Very less amount if we use, then also it is sufficient for the whole field. But disadvantages of the fertilizer. Why we should not use the fertilizer? It pollutes the soil and water bodies, causes eutrophication. Means it causes the pollution of the soil and water bodies. It changes the soil chemistry. Now the soil has a particular chemistry, particular texture, particular fineness, but it changes all this. It makes the soil too acidic or too basic. The neutralization process, it does not take place and the soil becomes too acidic or too basic, so it can harm the farm. It kills soil organisms. The soil organisms, the friends of the farm, such as earthworms, such as small insects, they are killed by this fertilizer because it is made from chemicals, harmful chemicals. It reduces the soil porosity, means the soil is how much it is porous. It is very important. Higher the porosity of the soil, higher the good soil. If the porosity of the soil is less, the soil is less good. It affects the food chain. The food chain, I hope you know the food chain, that some plants, some insects or some animals eat grass from that animal is eaten by another animal, that animal is eaten by another animal. So this food chain takes place, but it affects the food chain because if the plant is grown there and if the weedicides or if the plant is eaten by any animal, any bird, so it can harm the food chain. It affects human health. If the crop grown on that plant with fertilizer, it can make our human health, means it can affect our human health. Advantages of manure. What are the advantages of the manure? Enhances the water holding capacity of the soil. The water holding capacity of the soil is increased, so it can hold more water. Improves the texture of the soil. Texture of the soil is improved. Promotes the growth of friendly microorganisms such as earthworms, small insects. They are grown into the soil very easily. Increases the aeration and percolation of water. Aeration means air is going into the soil easily, and percolation of water can also penetrate or percolate into the water easily. Add more humus to the soil. So it adds the humus to the soil, which is not harmful to the soil but gives more, means it is good for the soil. This is the earthworms that are friendly for the soil, and these are the manures. Replenishing of the soil. Various practices used to replenish the soil nutrients are field fallow, crop rotation, multiple cropping, adding manure and fertilizer. So how can we replenish the soil with the nutrients? How can we again add the nutrients into the soil? Various practices used to replenish the soil. So how can we do it? Field fallow. We can make the field fallow. Next, crop rotation. We can take another different crops every year. Multiple cropping. Many crops you can take at a time, so the soil they can have a different habit. Adding manure and fertilizer. The manures and fertilizers are added to replenish the nutrients into the soil, so it does not become nutrient less, so little nutrients are not there. So I hope you understood the part which I told you. If you not understood, you can ask your doubts in the comment section. So we will continue the remaining chapter in the next video. I hope you understood the chapter. I hope you like it. If you like this video, like, share and subscribe our channel Little Dear Sir, and tell in the comment box to like this video. We will continue in next video.